We are almost a week away from the 2024 second primary election. In-person early voting is already underway for the runoff. And for the next segment, we are going to dig into everything you need to know before Election Day. 3 races still need to be decided on the Republican side since none of the candidates received at least 30% of the vote in the March 5th primary. The Republican nomination lieutenant governor is still up for grabs. That's between Hal Weatherman and Jim O'Neill. Weatherman is a North Carolina native and the founder and president of the Electoral Education Foundation, a nonprofit organization dedicated to advancing election integrity efforts in North Carolina. He served as chief of staff to former North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Dan Forest. Meantime, those in the triad may recognize his opponent, Jim O'Neill. He is currently serving his 4th term as Forsyth County District Attorney. Before becoming District Attorney, O'Neill served as an Assistant District Attorney in Forsyth County. O'Neill came in about 34,000 votes behind Hal Weatherman in the March 5th primary. Whoever wins will face off against Democrat Rachel Hunt and Libertarian Dee Watson in the November general election. Next, we have the Republican race for North Carolina auditor. On the left, Jack Clark, a former external auditor for Grant Thornton, working with multi-billion-dollar corporations and small startups. And on the right, Dave Bullock, a former assistant district attorney in Cumberland County and current chairman of the UNC Board of Trustees. Whoever wins this race will face Democrat Jessica Holmes and Libertarian Rob Drack in November. And the last Republican race we are watching is for the District 13 seat in the U.S. House. Kelly Daughtry is up against Brad Knott. District 13 covered parts of Caswell, Wake, Johnston, and several other counties. The winner will face off against Democrat Frank Pierce in the general election later this year. New laws have changed this year's election in North Carolina. Julia Kaufman has the details.
Early voting is no longer under the absentee process.
A new state law forbids county election boards from tabulating early votes before polls close on Election Day, meaning those results will not be posted right at 7:30 like in prior elections.
We can't start counting those now until 7:30, so there'll be a lag time right there where it's going to take some time.
Michael Dickerson directs Mecklenburg County's Board of Elections. He's hopeful the change will not delay results by more than 30 minutes. He says most importantly, voters need to remember the new law requires all mail-in ballots to be delivered by 7:30 p.m. on Election Day.
We don't think that's good. It's disenfranchising voters, so we opposed this law.
Bob Phillips leads Common Cause North Carolina.
No one wants to see someone who is a legally, properly registered voter that does the right thing, and just because it gets lost in the mail, that their vote doesn't count.
Remember, if you plan to mail in a ballot, be sure to send those in as soon as possible. About 1,600 ballots were thrown out because of the new voter ID requirement and late absentee ballots. Here's a breakdown. 473 ballots were not counted because of the photo ID requirement. Over 1,000 absentee ballots were not counted because they did not meet the deadline. The new rule states ballots must arrive by the end of election night. More than 1.8 million eligible ballots were cast in the March 5th primary. There are 2 stipulations for you to vote in this second May primary. You must be a registered Republican or you must be a registered unaffiliated voter who either did not vote in the first primary or who chose a Republican ballot. You cannot, for example, have voted Democrat in March and request a Republican ballot now. The state is not allowing new registration of voters between these 2 primaries unless you become eligible, as in you turn 18 between now and then. If that's the case, you can register on Election Day, May 14th. Here are the dates and deadlines before Election Day that you need to know. The deadline to request an absentee ballot is tomorrow, and you must do it before 5 p.m. In-person early voting ends on Saturday. Election Day is May 14th, and the deadline to return absentee ballots is election night at 7:30. Also, some tips from the State Board of Elections website. Check your registration. You can do that by using the voter search tool to make sure everything is accurate and up to date. Find your sample ballot. That will help you know which candidates you can vote for. Make sure you have a valid photo ID. Check the State Board of Elections website for a full list of acceptable documents. And finally, there are 3 ways for you to vote: early in person on Election Day, or by mail. If you missed any parts of this Dig Into It segment, you can re-watch it on our YouTube